This is Lee with 82 Game and 12 here on YouTube channel Sons of Liberty 75. Back again with Glory and Empire. First Victories, Wellington vs. Napoleon, Lock and Load Publishing. Terry Dougherty is the designer, and he has created a wonderful tactical system. I'm not going to just say game because hopefully they're going to have a whole series of games. I'd like to see, oh wow, well, all of the battles, which that would be a grand undertaking. I know that Kevin Zucker, with his operational system, is still working toward completing his system of covering the majority of the battles, and that's taken quite a number of years. So which the next installment has to do with the Battle of Fuentes de Honoro, which would be Wellesley Wellesley versus Massena. And it's a battle that's not been covered very much in gaming. SPI had a version that I believe Kevin Zucker worked on the map and possibly more. The system resembles his operational system in size, and I have that, and I might pull it out whenever the Lock and Load is finally published and available. So I've got that through the GameFound. Pretty sure I've already supported that. But anywho, let's jump right back into this. We've got the Battle of Vimeiro, Scenario 4, your plan. And we are at the 1240 turn, and we completed the movement segment. And we need to, for the British had the initiative, and they chose to go first. So they needed to fill some gaps that the French had created in the last turn. So we are now at the combat segment. The close combat segment. The French didn't have any reserve orders, so the British do not have any cavalry remaining, so we skip that phase and we go to the assault phase. And we've got several assaults. It looks like we have two, and let's close into those. And I might try to even move a little closer here to get to them. So here they are, right there. So let me find my little blocks. Where am I? Okay, they're already out here. Okay, so the red block, of course, is for the British, and the blue for the French. And the French, let's see, the British player would be able to choose which assault they wanted to do first. And so I think we want to do this one here first. And it looks like that would be in the flank, but it's not. this unit is in column and they're facing this direction. So that's still part of their front. When you're in column, you've got a wider front. It's a little harder to get flank, okay, to be flanked. If you're in line, it's a little easier. If he had been in line and facing that direction, he would be flanked. So, all right, so here we go. Move that back. So here's the assault. And just move this back. He's disordered, so there we go. Okay, so with the assault procedure, we're just going to follow that. We don't have an empty target hex. There's not going to be any retreat before combat. Advance into empty target hex, no. So then we go to attacker morale check. Each assaulting stack takes a morale check. All assaulting units were, okay, if all assaulting units were forced to retreat, proceed to finish. Otherwise, you go to the defender's morale. So, all right, so let's take a look at the morale check die roll modifiers. Okay, and of course, that's these right here, and we're not going to have any. So it's just going to be a straight up roll. And this unit is in line, so there's no detriment there. And they were also not adjacent. So they moved to the assault. So we'll roll and see what happens. All right, so we got a 56, which means they're going to pass. Okay. And then we go to the defender who has to check their morale. And let's see. Okay, now the assault defender morale check, die roll modifiers, is not knight. Each assaulting X over the first, we only have the first. Not into the flank, not into the rear. Defender has skirmishers, no. They don't have any skirmishers. And they're not an SED unit. So, and they don't have a leader. So there's no modifiers there. And we had a 72. We do have a -5 here because they're disordered. So the 72 becomes a 67, so they passed. So now, after the defender checks their morale and passes, okay, then we go to the defensive fire, okay. All right, so defensive fire, they're in column, so their strength is 1, and they're disordered, so it's a -1. That's what that red box with the white number means. So they're going to be at a 0, unless we've got some other fire strength modifier, and we don't. So that's one of the disadvantages of being in column, is that you are not going to have a very strong fire strength. And they should have switched to line at some point. Okay, so they did roll a 91 though. And on 0, a 91, if we look here, 0 right here, and a 91 is less than 93, so it just bumps down to where 69 is, which is going to be a morale check. And the morale check was a 74, so they passed. Okay, so then we go to the offensive fire. That's the next thing. Okay. And But wait a minute. I forgot that they passed their morale, so they have well-directed fire, which is a +2. Oh, so right here, well-directed fire +2. And on top of that, with the morale check over here, a morale check caused by offensive fire or defensive fire is a -20. So, well, even with a -20, that's a 54, so they would have still passed. But I got to remember to apply those modifications. That's something that I continually fail to do. I guess, I don't know why I do that, but over and over, I forget to apply those sometimes. So, okay, so they have a +2 for well-directed fire. They had 0, so they would end up with a 2 and a 91. Okay, now we're at fire strength of 2. A 91 is going to put it here, which then moves it to the 84. It's going to bump down. So that's a morale check -10. So we're going to have a morale check -30 total. And 74 -30 is 44. And their morale is 34, so they passed. Okay. So now we go to the offensive fire. They have a strength of 5. That's the white box with the black number. Okay. And let's see here. Well-directed fire is +2, so now they're at 7. They're firing at a unit in column, so now that's +1, so that's 8. Strength of 8. Okay. And we rolled a 61 at 8. Right here, we go down 61 is right there. And so we bump from 66 to 27, come across here. It's a morale check -10. Okay. They have a -5 plus well-directed fire is -20. So now we're looking at a -35, and they rolled a 22. So they are going to fail their morale check. Another thing is they they lose 2 morale levels. So they go not just to shaken, but to broken. And I don't think I have any more broken. Oh, I don't know how that can be possible. Here's one. Okay. So, and they've got to retreat 3 hexes. Now, they can't retreat that hex because that's still in the zone. Okay, they can go to this hex because this unit zone of control is this hex and this hex. So they go to here for 1. That's where they were at. Okay. Then, of course, they can move through that hex. Okay, right here. Because that's, even though, let's see, well, yeah, that's not even, so that'd be 1, 2, 3. Okay, back to there. Now this unit here has to make a roll because this broken unit passed through them. So with Kellerman, that's +6, and they've got a 30. Ooh, they rolled a 13. So they're going to be disordered. Okay, so that takes care of that assault. And then, of course, this unit can move into that hex. Okay, and they can change facing, and they become disordered. And there's no follow-on assault. Okay, so now we move to the next assault, which is this unit. And they are assaulting that unit's in line. They're assaulting that artillery. Okay. So, low ammo. The leader. And let's see if we can get rid of this assault marker. And they have a skirmisher. All right. Okay, so here we go. No empty target hex, no retreat before combat, so no advance in empty target hex. Attack or morale check. All right, so they have a 37. They rolled an 89, so they passed. Okay, defender. They rolled an 85, and they've got the leader, which is a +5, so that becomes a 90. So I don't see anything here to change any of that. Okay, so now we go to the defensive fire, and we've got a strength of 2. Okay, it's going to be canister, so that's going to be +3, so they're going to have a strength of 5. Okay, strength of 5. I rolled a 61. So it's going to be a morale check -10. But we have +2 because it's well-directed fire. So instead of being 5, it becomes 7. Well-directed fire. They pass the morale check. So 7 at 61. It's still going to be morale check -10. Okay, and we have -20 for being off defensive fire. -10 more is -30, and they rolled a 34. So they are going to lose 2 morale states. Go to shaken. But hold on, we've got the skirmishers there. So that's going to be, okay, we were at, what, 7? Yeah, 7. So now we go to 6, but it's still going to be the same. It's still going to be, yeah, it's 6. It's still going to be a morale minus 10. So, but they're going to go to shaken and be forced back. So that ends that assault. And that's all of that. So we don't have any other assaults. So that would end, that's going to end the British phase. And so then we would move on to the French phase. But that's how assaults work. You've got to be careful about assaulting artillery straight on. But also, hold on, we could possibly have reaction fire from this unit because they were in their hex there. So as they were going to move out of there, they've got to be fired on by this unit right here. They're not being assaulted, so they're shaken, but they're in line. But they have a skirmisher, so that would only be, they're going to be at 0. Okay, but still roll. Yeah, 0, and rolled 0, 0, 0. Right there. So, okay. And they were over there. Okay. So now that ends the turn there. Or the phase, yeah, the phase. And so the next video we'll be looking at what the French do in their phase, which they've got attack orders here. Delaborde has attack orders, and Kellerman has attack orders here. And well, let's see, yeah, Kellerman does. Kellerman actually reports straight to Huneau. So, okay. But there we go. That's what we've got going on in the next video. Will be the French making their attacks. And we'll see if the British can hold. We've had penetration here and over here along this area. So this artillery unit here is in trouble. We'll see what happens with it. Come on back, see what happens as we continue the fight for Vimeiro.